All right, good morning. Welcome to the second annual Cesar Chavez Week of Action Kickoff Conference. Yay! All right. We're so honored today to have our Vice Chair, our District Attorney, and our California State Labor Commissioner joining us for this special occasion. My name is Brandon Butler, and I'm the Director of the County Office of Labor Standards and Enforcement, otherwise known as OLSE, which was established by the Board in 2021 by the County Board of Supervisors. Now, as we reflect on Cesar Chavez's legacy, let us remember his courage, his determination, and unwavering commitment to improving the working conditions of agricultural workers and all workers generally. His efforts built the foundation for our workers' rights movement. Let us carry forward his vision of a more just and equitable world for all. Now, last year, our county, state, and community stakeholders came together to collectively raise awareness on the wage theft crisis in our region. This year, we are highlighting the progress made by each agency here today to reduce violations of workers' rights and foster a culture of labor standards compliance. Now, our office, the Office of Labor Standards Enforcement, has made significant strides, thanks in part to the outreach and educational initiatives led by our dedicated and growing team. We are implementing groundbreaking programs that are in parallel nationwide, fulfilling the vision set by the Board of Supervisors. Now, let me first talk about the Workplace Justice Fund program we started. In May 2023, the Board of Supervisors approved the Workplace Justice Fund, a pioneering program that offers financial assistance to workers who have filed a wage theft claim, won a legal judgment from the Labor Commissioner's office, but have never been paid by their employer. Eligible workers can receive up to $3,000 from the fund, with the county working to recover the funds from the employer. This pilot program was launched in December 2023 with an initial $100,000. And within just 3 months, the program's funds have already been exhausted, and also is currently supporting 33 workers in collecting their wage theft judgment. Now, let me also tell you about another program we've started, the Good Faith Restaurant Owners Program. Now, the Good Faith Restaurant Owners Program was developed to encourage businesses to satisfy outstanding wage theft judgments to comply with the requirements of their San Diego County food permit. In 2023, the Office of Labor Standards launched a program to combat wage theft in the restaurant industry. And as of March 2024, OLSE has assisted in recovering $100,000 in unpaid wages from 7 restaurants in collaboration with the Labor Commissioner's office. Now, I also want to talk about how we've been supporting our janitorial, landscaping, and security contractors here at the county. Now, Board Policy P74 ensures that county contractors provide benefits, training, and resources to their employees. The Office of Labor Standards and the Department of Purchasing and Contracting establish criteria for vendors offering janitorial, landscaping, and security guard services. This policy now includes a wage theft retention fund, which sets aside a portion of contract funds to pay a worker if they become victims of wage theft against the contractor. It also includes a labor agreement criteria, minimum wage floor, an annual workplace training hosted by OLSE that covers workers' rights, and also shows our employees on how to file a complaint with the Office of Labor Standards. Now, educational outreach is also a crucial component of what we do here at OLSE. And we've partnered with the Shaw Law Group to offer free employment law seminars for small businesses, reaching nearly 2,500 businesses in San Diego County. Also, our office has been partnering with justice-focused employment programs and the Sheriff's Department to educate previously incarcerated job seekers on their rights under the Fair Chance Act. To date, the Office of Labor Standards has hosted more than 34 Know Your Rights seminars for justice-involved adults and transitional age youth, and engaged an estimated 400 incarcerated individuals at Las Colinas and East Mesa reentry facilities through job fairs and training sessions to help reduce barriers to employment. And most recently, on March 12th, the Board of Supervisors approved exploring the establishment of a local enforcement mechanism for the California Fair Chance Act through the Office of Labor Standards and Enforcement, with a draft ordinance to be presented to the Board in 120 days. Since the establishment of the Office of Labor Standards and Enforcement, we have made strides to support and uplift our communities to foster great workplaces where dreams thrive. And with that, we have an exciting set of speakers today. It is now my honor to introduce the Vice Chair, Tara Lawson-Remer, a workers' rights champion dedicated to enhancing the lives of San Diegans. All right, yeah.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thank you, Brandon. Great to be here with District Attorney Summer Stephens, Lilia Garcia-Bauer, our Labor Commissioner, Laura Calderon from the ERC, and so many other friends and partners. So thank you so much for coming. My name is Supervisor Tara Lawson-Reamer, and I'm just so excited to see this work continue moving forward because workers are the backbone of San Diego County. We cannot do anything at all without the people who work in our schools, in our hospitals, our stores, and our restaurants. And since joining the Board of Supervisors in 2021, I fought to protect employee rights and ensure good working conditions and fair wages for everyone. A huge factor in our ability to protect and support workers in San Diego County is the Office of Labor Standards and Enforcement. So I really want to thank Brandon Butler and his team from the Labor Standards team. Just done an amazing job. So thank you all. Appreciate you. So this week, in honor of labor rights activist Cesar Chavez, we have convened this week of action to uplift and celebrate the great work we are all doing here across the county to bring everyone together around workers' rights. Because not supporting workers hurts San Diego County. When a worker is treated poorly by their employer, it hurts every aspect of society. Think about it like this. When an employer cheats a worker out of fair wages, they cannot afford to pay for their basic needs, which hurts our local economy. When an employer does not provide proper health care for their workers, workers are forced to rely on government programs, which cost taxpayers even more. And when workers are not properly trained by their employers, they cannot advance to the next stage of their career, which hurts the next generation of workers trying to come up behind them. And when an employer does not provide a safe work environment for workers, it increases the risk of on-the-job injuries, which is harmful to workers' health and to the business bottom line. So our Office of Labor Standards and Enforcement, OLSC, is now here to ensure that if these things do happen, if you are a victim, there is a place for you to go. So any worker who needs support, the county's Office of Labor Standards and Enforcement is here to help you. Yeah. So last December, we launched the Workplace Justice Fund, the first program in the nation to provide financial assistance to workers who have won a legal judgment after winning their case. We've seen 30,000 people served by OLSC since 2021. We've had nearly 2,000 San Diego County businesses trained on employment laws and helped more than 8,000 people who've called OLSC asking for information or legal assistance. And in just 3 short months, OLSC has exhausted the $100,000 funds that we initially granted to them, supporting 35 workers, with eligible workers receiving up to $3,000. Since 2021, my office and our county together has passed contracting standard policies to hold county contractors accountable. Thank you. We passed the first ever Working Families Ordinance and approved historic contracts for SEIU Local 221 and the United Domestic Workers of America Local 3930. As I said at the beginning, workers are the backbone of a strong and vibrant San Diego County. It's our job as a community to help protect workers. And today, we are a county that empowers our workers. I am proud to be here with you today celebrating the work of the Office of Labor Standards and Enforcement and all of us who've come together to celebrate and uplift the legacy of Cesar Chavez and fight for workers in San Diego County. So now it's my honor to turn it over to District Attorney Summer Stephan.
Councilmember Stephan, San Diego County's District Attorney. Thank you so much, Vice Chair Tara Lawson-Reamer, for the introduction and for your comments setting up this great day. This is really a place that we are showcasing what happens in San Diego County. In San Diego County, we're a community that cares. We're a community that comes together to protect the most vulnerable. And that is what the legacy of Cesar Chavez was. It's to really demand fairness, because without demanding fairness and justice, rights are lost and people are working in undignified situations. So the beauty of what's happening today is about the collaboration. In 2021, I opened the first workplace justice unit in California and possibly in the United States. We immediately became a part of a think tank at Harvard to study what are best practices in protecting workers, in protecting the community, and in protecting honest employers from those greedy, unscrupulous employers that undercut them and don't allow them to compete in the free market. And with the start of that unit, the unit got a huge push, because at the same time as we started the workplace justice unit at the district attorney's office, the county authorized a workplace justice in the OLCE, which is headed by Brendan Butler. And this allowed the ability to have a transfer of information and to have restitution given criminally as well as through the civil fund that the Board of Supervisors set up. This also built on a long-time relationship with our esteemed and incredible California Labor Commissioner, Lilia Garcia Brower, who we've worked with for years, even before as she was an advocate for workers in building cases and making historic cases that send a message that a violation of workers' rights are not going to be permitted. This unit is headed by our great chief, Victor O, and our leader for that unit, Shanish Allure, and our lead district attorney investigator, Yvette Gaines, who are all with me today. And they have a lot to show for. Since 2021, when this unit came open, this unit set the mark. We prosecuted the first felony wage theft case in the state of California as soon as the law allowed for it. This was a case where a worker was not paid for over a year, so over $950, well over, in wage theft. This employee was threatened subtly, but yet threatened by their employer that if they paid them before they got their green card, that would reflect poorly on their immigration status. When in fact, what reflects poorly is when you cheat and lie and cheat people out of their fair wages. Person was prosecuted and there was restitution to that victim to make them whole. Currently, we have a recent case where a local bread company stopped paying its employees, kept promising them payment, again hinted about their status and how that's going to hurt them. They closed down the shop and somehow did not manage to pay the employees. It was over $100,000 in loss that our unit prosecuted as a felony and is aiming to recoup. When you think about wage theft, it is on a continuum. You start with wage theft, wage abuses, not allowing somebody the dignity when they're counting the pennies to put food on the table for their children, buy them shoes as their feet grow. They're counting on those dollars. And you cheat them off of their wage theft by not paying minimum wage, by working them overtime, by not giving them breaks that they're entitled to. Then you move all the way up to labor trafficking. When that wage theft and those abuses escalate to the point of being one of the most serious human rights violations of labor trafficking, that's when you add force, fraud, and coercion to the wage theft and the wage abuses. We made a case recently, and this is a heartbreaking case of labor trafficking. This woman was working night and day babysitting this couple's twins. They stopped paying her. She had a cancer as a condition. They would not let her to go to her doctor's appointments without docking her pay, which they didn't pay. All of this escalated to the point that this woman's health became even more fragile. She couldn't pay the bills. She was worried about everything until we brought this felony action and found them in another county and extradited them for prosecution. Let this be a lesson that in San Diego County, we want to honor, dignify, and follow the rule of law when it comes to our workers. And this also allows our employers to thrive, who tell me all the time they can't compete against those who do not pay their fair wages. They're not able to compete for contracts. They're not able to survive in business. We want to allow room for the honest employers to be able to meet the moment and to thrive in this community. So this is part of what we're all doing today. And we are all coming together. The Office of Labor Standards and Enforcement, County Council, the DA's office, to strengthen our forces and to be able to tackle this issue together. If anyone out there is scared, has been abused, and you have a case of wage theft, a case of labor trafficking, no matter what your documentation status is, please come forward. You can call, you can go to our website, sandiegoda.com. You will find a whole section on workplace justice, or you can call 866-402-6044. You will get a call back in the language that you're comfortable with to walk you through. And the great thing is, if there is not a criminal case, we're still able to make a referral to OLCE in order to look at how we can help this particular victim. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker is Sandra Cruz. She is our workplace justice advocate, and we're excited to have you all hear her story today.
Hello, can you hear me? Good morning, everyone. My name is Sandra Cruz, and I am an applicant for the Workplace Justice Fund. Thank you for being here today. And I just want to share my story. When I was 6 years old, my parents made the bold decision to move my 7 siblings from Mexico to the USA. This was a huge change for us. It impacted our lives as we had to adapt to a new culture, a new language, a way of life in the Los Angeles area. During that time, my father passed away when I was 12 years old. And my mother decided to move to the San Diego County area. I've been living here for 45 years now, and I have been blessed with 2 wonderful daughters and a great grandson. I have instilled in them values of respect, hard work, and commitment, because that's how I was brought up, as my mother, taught me. Throughout most of my life, I supported my family by cleaning homes and to ensure we had food on the table also, and to have a stable environment. And in 2018, I managed to have an independent cleaning business on my own. But my best friend and my sister passed away, so I had to go take care of her prior to that. But one day I came across an advertisement for cleaning business seeking workers to assist cleaning Airbnb vacation rentals. And on January 10th, 2020, the business hired me as a house cleaner. The payment was set bi-weekly, and they were arranged that we would be committed via text, including their specific compensation and working hours. Everything was going well at work because I made it on time until payday came. I asked for my check, and my employer insisted that I needed just to fill out one little thing online to get paid. With my daughter's help, I completed the form. I gave my employer a couple of days to provide the check, but it never came. After a week, I insisted on getting paid before accepting any new jobs, any new homes to clean. After multiple messages and texting, the employer finally called me, promising to deliver the check personally to my home if I continued to clean homes. She never came, and I never got my paycheck. After this, feeling deceived, lied, promised, I decided to take matters to the labor board. Although my paycheck was only $200, excuse me, I knew I had the responsibility to hold this company accountable for its actions. They promised. So during this COVID time, it hit, and this case was stalled. Despite all the prolonged wait, I remained patient throughout the ordeal. I won my case. Unfortunately, the employer was never present and untraceable. I then knew I was never going to see my check. However, I have not let my encounter with wage theft discourage me. I keep moving forward and face each day with courage and satisfaction that it will be a better day. We all face difficult decisions in life, but it's important to approach them with a sense of purpose and responsibility. I believe it was my responsibility, a sense of to file a complaint and do everything in my power to hold that employer responsible so that they don't do that to another person. Now, 4 years later, on the eve of the submittal of my case to the labor board, I received a letter stating that I could be eligible for a pilot program called the Workplace Justice Fund. Which initial hesitation, I reached out to the County of San Diego of Labor Boards and Enforcement to better understand the program. With the help of their staff, I've submitted my application, and my case is now in the process of being assigned to the County of the Superior Court. I'm finally receiving justice for my case. The financial assistance the Workplace Justice Program is providing me resembles the hard-earned money I should have received many years ago from my employer. And there's two things that I want to go ahead and say to all the workers. If ever in doubt, scared, don't be. Because when you go online and you go and work and go looking for a job, they have requirements, certifications, and they also have standards. You look at yourself and you need to have standards yourself. You need to do your homework and make sure that these companies, these employers keep the standards. Don't be afraid. I was scared because you say $200, but they don't know whether that day when I went to work, whether or not I had money to put gas so I can go to work. They don't know that. And they don't know the quality of person that I am, and that I could have made their life so much easier, because I'm a great person, not just an employee, but a great person. And that's what I take to you is, don't be afraid to keep your standard and say, no, it's unacceptable. And also, if you have in your heart that they don't allow you to keep your standards, it's okay. You can say no to them and not apply and say, you know what, I'm going to set you also accountable. I'm going to report you. I'm going to go to the labor court, because it's your effort, your sense of value as a person. And I'm going to also say thank you to the County of San Diego for providing the staff all the resources that they gave me. It's only been a little while that I know this program is going to work, because it only gives us a sense of commitment and value to this county. And everything goes around. The board members, I don't know their names right now, but they said it. I live in this county. I work. I will provide. I will shop. I will pay my taxes, and it goes around because I'm happy as an employee, as a person. So that's what I take you, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much for this pilot program.
Hauka Chikol. Alor Calderon Fichui Yei Ihan. My name is Alor Calderon. I am the director of the Employee Rights Center. And like last year, I began by acknowledging the care and attention that the Kumeyaay people did over 10,000 years over this land. So what I just said was, hello friends, how kachikul. Alor Calderon is, and Nichui is my name is, and Iai Ihan is grateful. And grateful is what I am here to talk about, because we are very grateful at the Employee Rights Center that we are here. We are very grateful to the Kumeyaay that, like I said, took care of this land and allow us to have such a beautiful county and to enjoy such gorgeous day today. But they also showed us a way. And they showed us a way that through community and through collaboration is how real change happens. It's how humanity gets preserved and reconnected in all of us. And what great example, what better example do we have in the state of California than Cesar Chavez and the fight that he did for great workers and really for all workers in the state. To talk about community work, to talk about commitment, put your body for your values. Put your body in front of your values. Giving up to all things how to make work together with justice. I also want to say that I'm very grateful to my wife.
Así es, mi gente. Bueno, pues ese fue solamente algunos de las personas que están hablando ahorita en lo que es el inicio de lo que marcará el inicio para los supervisores del condado de San Diego, para la administración del condado, el inicio de la semana de las celebraciones de Cesar Chavez. Mi compañera Heather Casas traerá el reporte completo de qué más sucedió, quién más habló y qué propuestas hay para la igualdad, para mejorar y para tener la igualdad en salarios en nuestra comunidad hispana. Es todo con mi reporte digital. Los veo más tarde. Soy Ede Valdés para Noticias Digital de Univision San Diego.